Patel Kamisi here, Patel here, and hope everyone's having a beautiful day today. Good day. Hope everyone's having a beautiful Saturday today. Today I want to touch on basically how the body heals and what causes diseases. So what we call healing is basically a process the body takes, and it goes through a certain, I guess you can say, algorithm, and it's called the Herring. It's called Herring's Law of Cure. That's Herring. That's Herring. Herring Law of Cure, and that basically says that the body heals from the top down, from the inside out, and in the reverse order that it gets sick. So whenever we're taking upon some type of detox or some type of curative element, we have to understand that that's how the body's going to take upon the healing process. So if someone were, for example, if their knee was to hurt, and then their elbow was to hurt, and then their head was to hurt, their headache would go away first, and then their elbow would be healed next, and then their knee would be the last thing that would be healed, because that was the first thing that was taken away, or that became injured or ill during the process of improper eating, basically. So whenever we're going into some type of health plan or whatever, keep that in mind when it comes to how the body takes upon correcting itself from years of damage or basically improper eating habits. I stress the proper eating because that's the foundation of anything. The herbs, all those things are secondary. You may notice that I touch a lot upon Greek philosophy and things like that in my videos, and I'm not praising Greek philosophy. I'm telling you where a lot of this medicine comes from. Not where the medicine comes from per se, but where a lot of the structure of what we have to deal today with the pharmaceutical industry and things of that sort. The thing about understanding health and medicine is a very obscure way to get towards truth. We have vitamins and minerals and all these types of things, and they name it by letters, so Greek letters or Latin letters, and they name it by numbers. They have omega-3, omega-6, these types of things, and you have to go through all this different language to kind of figure out what's going on with health. But what you want is to be healed. So when you go to the doctor, they say, well, you have so-and-so, you have asthma. So when you get diagnosed, they tell you have asthma. You go back home and you say, I have asthma. But that didn't fix the issue. What you have is what you have. There's no name towards it necessarily. It's just the body's not healthy. It's in a disease state, which means it's not at ease. So any type of profession is going to give you a remedy based off the lens of the profession that they give that they're in. So an endocrinologist is going to give you a different remedy, as opposed to an orthodontist or any type of other doctor. So everyone's giving you a perspective based off what they see from their fields of study. The thing about understanding medicine and things of that sort, like I said, I touch on a lot of cultural foundation, because culture is what makes you healthy. Without culture, you cannot be healthy. It's impossible. The thing is, we don't understand what our culture is, and we tend to follow other people's culture. Therefore, we get other people's diseases. The diet that we've acquired, African people have acquired over millions of years, took time to put together, but now we're pretty much disrespecting our ancestors by just going towards a different way of eating, which is causing the body, which is actually more ancient than the food that we're eating, to cause it to be off-centered in disease. And this is why we get these different diseases for. Hope you're following what I'm trying to say here. Basically, what I'm saying is a culture defines what health is. There was at one point where people had a vitamin B deficiency. And when you have a vitamin B deficiency, it causes your cheeks on your face to become rosy red. So in that culture, they would take those rosy cheeks and they would try to mask it and put certain types of makeup on their face to make it fashionable. You see, so whenever we're in a European Western society, they always make disease fashionable. So whatever it is that they're doing, they're going to be trying to make sure that it's fashionable. Just like today with these masks, they're going to make it fashionable. But when you're breathing in these masks, you're breathing in your own waste, because you're breathing in carbon dioxide, which is causing your adrenal glands to be stressed out and causes the body to go into a fight or flight response. And on top of the cooked food that we're eating, which causes what we call digestive leukocytosis, which robs your own body's enzymatic bank and actually compromises your immune system. So if you want to get into defending yourself and staying healthy, then you understand that the body has to be, has to consume a whole food to be in a whole state. But the body's always going to try to go towards correction. Now the thing is, over so many years of eating improperly, then we tend to we get accustomed to eating improperly. Now the thing is, if you don't like what vegetables taste like in its natural state, that's not saying something's wrong with the vegetable. That's saying something's wrong with your body's biochemistry. Then people say, I don't like this. I don't like eating this fruit, this vegetable, whatever. Typically, there's something wrong with your own biochemistry. So really, you're telling on yourself when you're saying that I don't like vegetables, I don't like fruit. There's something wrong if you don't like that. That's natural. That's what's supposed to be consumed. That was what's put here for us to eat. So that should be a litmus test or a gauge for you to say, okay, you know what, my body's biochemistry is off. My taste buds are not acclimated to that. Let me try to do something, detox, something to get my body towards health. But some people are so accustomed to eating bad food and they tend to just push away the good food. And what happens is the body actually responds to this and it says, okay, so when you eat something that's healthier every once in a while, what's going to happen is the body's going to get rid of what you eat healthy and it's going to keep on holding on to what's negative. And over time, when the body keeps on holding on to what's negative, or what's, when I say negative, I mean what's not healthy in this sense, then as what we call a tumor, or a fibroid tumor, or some type of cancerous cells, the body is now accustomed to holding on to the things that are not healthy for it. So this is where tumors and those types of cysts and cancerous cells and the other diseases come from. So the body has to be retrained back into consuming healthy food, so the body can hold on to what's positive and get rid of what's negative. So the body gets used to whatever it's used to doing, basically, or whatever is done to it habitually. So sometimes I try to go into a lot of different subjects, but really I just want you to understand that health is defined by culture. Like I said, the different names, the omegas and the vitamins and these type of names are very obscure, but it's just different ways to call health what it is. If I want to give you something to say, stop cravings of foods. Say you want to stop craving bad foods. If I give you a mineral for it, I would call that chromium. If I give you a vitamin for that, I would call that vanadyl sulfate. If I give you a herb for it, I'll call that chickweed. So those are all three. They all do the same thing, but it's just different ways of saying it in different ways. So if I was a herbalist, I would give you chickweed. If I was the doctor, I'd give you a mineral for it or a vitamin. So those types of things are just be understood. It's just whatever lens that the person's profession is, that's what they're going to give you. You see. Hopefully this is making some sense to you guys. But basically, the body's always going to try to make sure that it's going towards correction. And the thing is, we have to kind of get out of our own body's way. And that's why fasting and detoxing is so important. You should be detoxing regularly, And after a while, you become numb to the pain or numb to the destruction you're doing to your body. Then you hear about someone dropping dead. No one just drops dead, trust me. No one just falls out and just dies one day and there were no symptoms. The thing is, the body's got so accustomed to eating unhealthy that the body couldn't take anymore and it fell apart. All right. So, and diseases for men and women attack different parts of the body. So, men's diseases tend to attack directly at a location. So, it would tend to go right at the heart, where a man will feel the pain right in the heart. Whereas women's diseases are more peripheral, where she may feel pain in her shoulders or her sides or things of that sort, because of the way our energy systems are set up. Women are more magnetic in nature, men are more electrical. So electrical energy is more direct, whereas magnetic energy is more peripheral or throughout the body. So the diseases tend to manifest differently throughout the body for men and women. This is why we have different ionic charges on different sides of our bodies. That's why the left side of a man's body is negative, the right side is positive, and it's vice versa for the women. So, but when you get into homosexuality, then those things actually switch for the man, and that's another subject itself. But I don't want to keep this video too long. Just know that the body's always trying to correct itself. The best thing we could do is try to eat less. You know, you shouldn't be eating 3 whole meals a day, really, especially if you're not, exercising or being very active. There's some common sense things we just want to keep in mind. If you're trying to lose weight, just make sure your caloric intake is less than what you are. Make sure that you're exercising enough that your caloric intake is not too high, that you're not gaining weight. So, but yeah, with that said, hope everyone has a great day today. Be safe, stay fit, stay healthy. Remember, it's a lifestyle, not a diet. Be safe.